Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 5. This is the fifth one of these challenges. This challenge started with a stack of guest checks, and a stack of guest checks has 50 guest checks in it. So I started with making ephemera out of guest checks for the first challenge. That's how it all started. Now you can use whatever base you want to use. You just need to use the prompt. So for example, last week I drew, I drew metallic, and so I did an altered time card. So it's just a time card that the bottom is folded up on, done a collage here, and just have this upside down butterfly card. And I don't know if that butterfly card will end up being in there in the end. It just was to show that it's a pocket. But the metallic part was the metallic paper, metallic paint. And then for number 12, it was an elderly person. So I have this really cute tag in an altered, actually this is one of the flashcards that I made using my numbers that are in my Etsy shop. 4 flashcards, so you can make flashcards out of whatever you want to make them out of. And then so my elderly person is the two lovely ladies there. So this week we are on 13 and 14. So let me get in my bag, and all the prompts are already in the bag. I start the challenge off with all the prompts in the bag, so I'm not making them each week and drawing them. They're all in there already. So number 13 is book cover. So what that can mean is you can use, oh, those pens. Yes, these are the same Sharpies that I used the other day, and they're still not working. That makes me so mad. Number 13, book cover. So however a book cover might inspire you, like if your favorite book, if, for example, because it's just on the top of my head because I have it sitting right here, is Frankenstein. So you could do something related to a book cover, and that's what I mean. Or you could actually take, like if you have an old like children's book, and on the cover there's an image you want to use, you could use that image. So just interpret it however you want. When I pull these, it's not like I've got 50 stack challenge police that are going to come to your house and say that's not what she meant by book cover. Okay, so just have fun with it. Number 14 is magic, whatever that means to you. So if you wanted, you know, a wizard on your piece of ephemera, whatever works for you. Okay, or Tinkerbell with a wand. So I'm gonna get some things together and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the first one is that we're gonna do today, number 13. It's not the first one, but is book cover. So where did I put my, oh my goodness, you guys, I just had the little dauber. Yay, mini Christmas. All right, I found these little composition notebooks at Walmart, and you get a whole bunch of them for $2 and something. So they're really cheap, and they're already cut. I have cut my own in the past. It's kind of a big pain to get them all nice and smooth and even. So this is a much better way to go. And you can make fun little gifts out of these. So for book cover, we're going to make a cover for this little book, and that's how I'm going to interpret book cover. You may interpret it however you please. So I need to say hi and hugs because I keep forgetting to do that. I'm going to say hi and hugs to Sarah, Harriet, and Nan. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your kind comments. I really appreciate all of you very much. And welcome to new subscribers. I've had a few people say just subscribed or new subscriber here, so welcome and thank you so much. And welcome back to those of you who have been with me for quite some time. Oh, you know, I'm such a dork. Already I've messed up, you guys. Oh my gosh. I meant to do these two corners. So I'm going to tear another one. What this is 2 sheets of packing paper glued together. So it's just like what comes in the Amazon packaging. and I just glued them together so they're a little bit more substantial than one layer. On this, because it's got almost like a cardboard cover already, you can just, you know, use that. But I'm gonna mark this here and here because I don't want that folded edge. So I'm gonna tear it into 2 places. Let me just get along here as best I can first. Sorry about that. I had it all ready to go and then I went and boogered it up because I'm good at that. But yeah, that packing paper is great because you could, once you glue a couple of those together, you can make pockets, you can do all kinds of things. So they are super fun to play with. You can make all kinds of different pockets. I'm gonna tear it this way first, I think, so that I can have less to deal with here. So yeah, hope you guys are doing good. I do have my fan running if you're hearing a background sound. That's what it is. Because it's just way too hot today. It was hotter than the blazes yesterday, and it's gonna be 103 today, 108 yesterday. It was not great, but that's fine. It's just that time of year. It's kind of like January at the other end. So hopefully we'll get some reprieve at some point. Oh my goodness. It's always hard to tear those little bits. And then these scissors don't always cut either, so yeah, it just all is great. So what projects are you guys doing? Hopefully you're staying cool and crafting or something, because some of you need to be staying warm too. All right, so that was a bit of a pain. Sorry about that. And I forgot to tear this, but they're the same size now, so I think I'll just put this one on the back. Off to a great start, y'all. All right, so we'll put this on here and we will pay attention this time and do these 2 corners. Yeah, this packing paper works fantastic for lots of things. And it'll just give us some texture on the front. Don't even have to do the back if you don't want to. It's just, I want them to look the same. So, and you'll notice I sanded, and that's because it's really hard to get it absolutely perfect. And they even cut this one wonky. So, the paper's underneath. So, you know, it's just never all perfect. There's no use trying to be perfect because it's not a thing. So, and I like to even get the pages when I do these. I did a Halloween one not too long ago. Or, well, actually it has been long ago. In the scheme of YouTube, it's been a few years, but they are fun, and it makes a good gift. You could do Christmas ones, or if you're doing like a craft fair, and you want some things that are a little bit quicker to make than an actual journal because they're very time consuming. And a lot of people do like to just have a writing journal rather than have all the decorations in it. So the cool part about this is you get to decorate the front, and you can do the inside too, like with pockets, like right inside the cover and stuff. But generally all these pages, it would be so packed and alligator mouth if you tried to decorate it inside. But I have seen people do kind of glue books and stuff with composition notebooks, and they're super cool looking, but they do get super fat. Okay, So that will be good. And we're using this one and this one. Let's move that one out of the way and I'll use it for something else, probably a pocket of some kind. We need to round these. This one's going on the back since I didn't tear that. See, that thing does not like when it's one thickness, one sheet of paper. It likes thicker paper. Okay, so that one's going to go on the back. I'm going to use Elaine's Tacky Glue, but you know, if you like Fabri-Tac and all those, you'll probably want to use something like that, just to make sure it's going to stick to that slippery cover. I've always had good luck with Elaine's, so that's what I'm using. But you gotta pick your glue. Yeah, my husband was sitting outside having a cup of coffee and he was like, I gotta go in. It's already hot out here. It's like, yeah. It's yuck. And we didn't go for a ride yesterday because we were afraid we'd get up to the mountains and it would still have been well into the 90s. And then the Razor, our ATV, it's kind of like having a little car, you know, but they get pretty toasty inside because of the heat coming off the engine. So it's like, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Just a little too toasty. I'm gonna kind of dip this into this and come right up to where that black tape stuff is for the spine. And I'm gonna cover the spine on this one, so I'm not worried about getting glue on the black. Normally I don't cover it, and you don't have to. You can leave it just black. But I had a piece of fabric that's gonna work, so that's what I'm gonna use. See, and if you sand the edges like that, then wherever you can see the composition notebook, it doesn't just look like a composition notebook. Right there, it does a little bit, that's okay. That'll probably get covered with the fabric anyway. I just realized that. Just make sure you get it down good. And do this side. Yeah, it's always good to go check out Walmart when it's school time because they do have always something. And you can also take these apart and dye the pages, coffee dye them. They're a good way to get a lot of paper for coffee dyeing. Yeah, I'm not super concerned, like I said, about this being one thickness up here because that's nice and thick. But if I was using these just as a cover, then I would definitely, I might even go 3 thicknesses. Or put it on to a piece of cardboard like cereal box or something like that. I want it to be at the edge there. This I can cover, it doesn't matter. The other thing you gotta think is to make sure the pages, because see, they do get glue on them. And then this is sticking over, so I'm just gonna trim it. might be kind of a long video today. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Probably be smart to put some kind of wax paper in there, and then you wouldn't have that problem. But I didn't think of that till just now, so there you go. All right, I have one of my little pumpkins that I did last summer for their fall fodder. I have a stencil, a couple stencils, fall fodder stencils. And then I just doodle. So I draw them with the stencil and then doodle all over them. And then this little gal is one of my, what did I call those? I think it was collage bits, kids in costume, or something like that. They're in my shop. There's Halloween kids and, you know, more stuff like this. Flowers and bugs. They look like flowers and bugs, so you can use them Halloween-ish, but you can also just have them. I mean, I think she'd be adorable for like a birthday card or something like that. I'm gonna hook her onto the pumpkin first and then figure out where I want the pumpkin so her head's doesn't end up hanging off the top. Just gonna put some on here and here. Oh, her hand's gonna actually go, this hand's gonna go behind the pumpkin. This one will go on top of the pumpkin. Oh no, it was the opposite. Oh my goodness. Some days, I'm telling ya. Get my brain all backwards. She's just gonna have a seat on top of that big fat pumpkin. My kids always loved going to the pumpkin patch, picking out pumpkins and seeing all the pumpkins. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and put some butterfly wings on her just for fun. And this was just, I think these are from Hobby Lobby, but you can get, you know, butterfly wings, digitals, whatever. Whatever you like. And I just cut them right down the middle of their body so that you can get them glued on in the right spot, like where their shoulder blades would be, is kind of how I do it. I probably should have cut that part out. It's too late now. All right, so she'll go on there like that. And then we have some fall leaves, and I stamped out the word fall. These little leaves are in my Etsy. Got some cheesecloth. And it's coffee dyed cheesecloth. You can do gauze, like bandage gauze works too. You don't have to have cheesecloth if you have trouble finding it where you're at. I think most places have cheesecloth, but I have no idea. Just anything, you know, that comes apart like this. Creepy cloth works. From the dollar store at Halloween time. They don't always have it. So I'm just gonna kind of have that underneath her for some texture. And we're gonna use tacky glue because we're putting it on that creepy, or cheesecloth, whatever this stuff's called. So I'm doing a create your own book cover, but you can obviously use an old book cover from a book, or do whatever you like, whatever comes to your mind. Kind of want that part off. Oh, yeah, good. It wasn't even attached. She's going to kind of go in the middle. She has to go down pretty far because otherwise she's hanging off the top of the book. I might just bring that pumpkin down enough, and if I have to trim the bottom of the pumpkin, that's fine. So yeah, you could decorate the inside cover, like in here too. I'm not going to do that today because time, but I mean, you could do all kinds of fun stuff with these little composition notebooks. I love fall. It is my most favorite, and then spring is next. And then I don't know between the other two. It's getting to where it used to be summer and then winter. I guess that's probably still the case, but when it's 100, I'm not in love with it. I'll just say that. Just gonna put these little, the problem with these leaves is they're like the same color as the pumpkin, so I think I'm just gonna kind of do that so you can see the edges of them. And maybe we'll put the brown one here. And I just sprayed these with what do you call it, Distress Oxide, because they just come in the plain paper colors, so they're fun to spray though with the Distress Oxide and get all different speckly spots and whatnot on them. Okay, I'll do the same thing over here. You can see how orange that was, and then when you put the oxide on there, it changed it entirely, which is fun, I think. Her wings need to stick down. Okay, and then for the spine, and I might splatter it because it looks like it still needs a little something. Maybe I should do that before I put the fabric on. I'll just use a little bit of the Distress Oxide. In Vintage Photo, and we need to cover her face so I don't end up making it so you can't even see her face. Oh, you know, I'm gonna get another color too. And then let's do some of the crackling campfire. Now you could just spray, yes, but these sprays are a little wild, so sometimes that's not the best idea. And this is, what's it called? Wild honey. Wild honey. Oh, come on, I just want a little right there. Work with me. Okay. And go all over myself, because that's what I do. I'm just cleaning off my hands with some rubbing alcohol. Probably look good with some white or something, but I'm gonna leave it at that for today because we're already 22 minutes. Oh my goodness, sorry. Fast forward if you want. I make the biggest mess with those. And there she is, that cute girl. I'm actually gonna take this. You could do the back too, and I probably will do that once the front dries. Just getting the ones over here so I can put my fabric on. Gonna cut this with the pinking shears. That's straight. Probably not at all. Oh my word. Really should cut, you know, on a flat surface, but why would you do that? And I'm gonna fold it in half so I can kind of tell where half is a little bit better than if I just eyeball it. If you put a little crease in it, then it just gives you an idea. Of course, it's not going to be perfect or anything, but it'll help with figuring out where to put it. And again, use the glue that you prefer. All right, so there is my book cover. That is my take on it. And like I said, I'll splatter the back when it's all dry and I can flip it over easier. Okay, so there is book cover. And then this next one is magic. And what I'm gonna do was inspired by Libby on Instagram. Thank you so much, Libby. I love this idea. And as you know, I mentioned to you, I'm going to attempt to do a digital doing this. So this is her, if you type in, it's Liz Beth Claire Studios. All one word, all lowercase. Her name is Libby, but that's what she is on Instagram. I don't believe she has YouTube, so, but this is her idea, not mine. But she's been doing the coolest things with dragons where it's like dragon riders, you know, but they're all like Victorian era type men. I don't know. I just think it is the coolest idea. So I was inspired by that. So that is my magic. Is he looks to be like doing some sort of magic, and then we have our dragon, which of course is a magical creature. So that is what I got. That's what I'm doing for magic. And you can do whatever you like. And this is just a piece of manila file folder that I cut and did one of the tabs from by using my envelope punch board. Okay, so this is 5 by 7 1/4. You can make them any size. I mean, that's just what I chose because that's what's going to fit this dragon and this guy. This dragon is from Collage Soup. So I'm going to do something like that. So I wanted them to fit. That is the plan anyhow. Okay. So I'm actually going to put this piece down first, I think. Or do I want it on top? I might want it on top because I'm just going to use the board. Just wanted that bit of pop of color down there. And that's from my grungy turquoise digital. I just want a little color at the bottom. Maybe I will put it under just so you see a little bit of it. And this is my white grunge. And Carol and I are starting our grungy journals tomorrow. Hers will probably be out when you see this video because she's ahead of me because of time zone, you know, stuff. So make sure you go check out her video. We're both going to play with different grungy kits in my Etsy shop and see what we come up with, how same or different or whatever. We haven't talked about what papers we're using, nothing. We're just going to do it and see what we end up with. And if you'd like to join in, we're using the hashtag grunge collab. So it'll be a hashtag and then grunge collab, lowercase. So whoever wants to join in, either, you know, if you post on Instagram or whatever, if you use the hashtag, then everybody can see what you did, what we did, you know, that kind of thing. I might take a little more off of this just because I like that. I want to see that board. I might even take another piece of that turquoise and go on that tab. I'm going to put a number up there, but it just would be good to have some color up there too. I'll just glue a piece and then I'll cut around it. Yeah, that's such a cool idea. So I'm trying, Libby mentioned if I could do not as scary dragons as what she's, or not maybe scary, but happier looking dragons. But man, it is hard to find dragons that, they either look ridiculous like cartoons, you know, or they're kind of, I just think dragons are big and kind of scary. I've tried, but it just isn't really a thing. But we'll see what I get in the end. I just think it's such a cool idea. Clearly all fanciful. Fanciful fun. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we've got this piece. It's going to go here. So yeah, definitely go check out the two that she did, 2 pieces she's done so far, because they're really cool. This dragon doesn't look super scary or anything, but they are just hard to find images that are not kind of, they always look a little angry. It's literally the nature of the beast with them, apparently. My husband and I have been watching, I can't think of what the show's called, because it's stuff that, one of the books that he and my daughter have read. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm just going to glue it and I'll trim it. Can't think what it's called. But they ride dragons. Of course, that's more medieval time rather than Victorian time, but I just think it's kind of fun. It goes like along with the steampunk thing, I feel like, a little bit if you do it during the Victorian era. But anyway, we watched that show and it's good. I like the dragons on there. They're very cool. And then I thought this piece would be fun to kind of put on here and put a paper clip at the top just to sort of make it look like it's just there, even though I will be gluing it down, like it's clipped on, you know. I don't know where my rusty paper clips are. I'll go there. I mean, these are just old ledgers, but I'm kind of making it like it's information about the dragons or something. I'm gonna cut this dragon along his chin so that this will slide sort of up under his chin. Probably gonna have to go from all the way over there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut all the way around. Oh, I'm such an idiot. You guys yelling at me? I'm sorry. Durr, don't cut your... Yeesh. Some days. So something like that, because I just want it, I don't want to cover up the dragon's chin. This guy's from my haunted kit. I just cut him out of the frame that he was in, because he looks to be doing some sort of magic. Yeah, so this again came from Collage Soup. In the book that's like fairies and dragons and gnomes, mushrooms, stuff like that. Can't think of what it's called and I don't have it here. Okay, so I'm gonna hook these together again, kind of like I did with the girl, just so that with the flower on her head. And it's not even that they really necessarily have to be right together, but that's just how I wanted it. Oops, got a crookedy. I like how it says Dr. Don, I think, or Dan Williams. So we got all these little edges. Did I get going there? Because I look at these books and I always think, oh, it'd be cool to do something with the dragons, but I'm not totally into medieval necessarily. I mean, I do like some of that. I love like Medieval Mirage, but a lot of her papers are just gorgeous. I don't feel like it necessarily has to be a medieval thing. Hung him over a little too far. Okay, let me see if I can find, I don't know what I did with my clips. I'm just going to use one of these for now so you get the idea, but I'm going to use one of my rusty ones when I find them. Oh, I don't even have a black one in here. How is that possible? Nope. Okay, I guess I'm not going to put a clip on it right now. I forgot to get it out. Okay. And then we're going to do this filed. From the Tim Holtz stamps here. I'll put a number. Need like a, because we're not going to be able to fit this whole thing. I might put one of these labels. These are from my white grunge. I've got my Tim Holtz figure 1, 2, 3. And shipment collect. Okay. Do I want to round? I think I'm going to round the corners. So this is just a journaling card. I just love this idea. I think it's fabulous. I don't know that I executed it as well as she did, but it's just kind of what I had. So thank you, Libby. Fantastic idea. Just something different. I like that. All right. So there it is for magic. All right, so where did I put my book? Here it is. Book cover and magic. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this one, and I will talk to you again soon. Love ya. Bye.